up, Bad Company, and you're watching ESA.
What's up, Bad Company? Thanks for the intro, guys. We really appreciate that. And a big welcome to episode 9 of Extreme Sport Action. ESA's in the house. My name is Greg Maloney. I'm the voice of choice, and a big welcome to all of our friends and fans on our social media platforms, on the internet, on all of our websites, and of course on DSTV's channel 189, Ignition TV. We certainly hope you've enjoyed all the action we've brought you so far in the season. And now with episode 9, a shout out to my queen. 9 years of marriage today, but let's go and find out what's happened over the last 9 days in the event results. Action sports is what it's all about. And of course, Ultimate X is the ultimate in action sports. And it was at Sun City over the last couple of weeks that we saw the Ultimate X Championship sorted out for skateboarding and BMX. Let's go and check out what happened at Sun City.
My name is Kanye Spani from Johannesburg. I'm a skateboarder, and we're here for the Ultimate X in Sun City.
Good to be back here, Ultimate X 2021.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was so stoked to hear it was happening. I thought it wouldn't happen this year with COVID, just all events got shut down. And then to hear it was going to happen and we're going to see all the boys again.
Actually, it was crazy enough. We were in Pretoria at the time planning to come to Ultimate X, and when it got shut down because they were building up.
Yeah, in 2020 we built the whole park, obviously, and then COVID hit on the weekend. We built it, so we had to stop all the athletes coming out, and it's been a year and a half, and we're finally here now. So yeah, it's been a year and a half of trying to get this to work, and COVID regulation have just kept on breaking us down. So we decided to make African Championships, and then the qualifiers there got directly into the main event with international guys.
Thanks to Sun City for allowing us to come through and do this event.
Yeah, so this course doesn't just pop up. Everyone arrives here and thinks it just happens. You know, we're here for 7 days before OSP Rampworks, our subsidiary company with Alan and Patrick Avenant.
Oh, a big shout out to Alan Marola for building the park and Pat for designing the park. They made an amazing job. I mean, the skate park is really up there. It's with one of the best.
When I saw it like online and I just saw the layout, I was questioning it. But after riding it, it's so fun. Like, there's actually endless lines, you can go back and forth, and it caters a lot more than what it looks like it can. And the war ride feature is also super cool. It's just not something you see too often. So I think the course is good for the size.
Oh, the course is it's really comfortable. The ramps feel really solid. There's a lot of cool lines. It's a bit smaller than the usual course, but I don't think that's kind of going to stop anyone from doing all the big tricks. Everyone's been throwing out like heavy bangers. So I think the course is basically perfect for the space, and I think it's going to be an amazing finals.
The course is feeling really good. It's got good flow. It's very tight, so like you literally land and you're into the next feature and I'm not a very good street rider, so the other half of the park, it's all street, I'm a little bit lost and don't really know what I'm doing, but otherwise it's feeling really good. It's feeling very solid and very comfortable on the park.
I got a couple of tricks lined up.
You know, typical my flip front boards, flip back lips, like tray flip lips, switch to 70 lips, flowing around the park, just getting tricks on different obstacles, just to make sure that okay, when the judges critique me, that I'm counting down all the scores that they need to hopefully take a win.
From Durban, your champion for 2021. First time he's ever won Ultimate X. It's about time.
Yeah, I was telling personal friends, I was like, yo man, it's my birthday wish to really have this. I've gotten really close in the past, getting third in 2019, I got second, so now that Ultimate's back in 2021, I get to walk away with this. Super stoked, words cannot describe it. So happy in the way that I was skating. I took the risk, and risk has rewards, when you roll that dice, sometimes it pulls your number. So extremely grateful. So I also shout out to Chappies, shout out to Ethan, second and third of the guys. They also killed it, and yeah, I'm humbled to have this. It's been a while since I got that. I feel like I'm truly back in my place. Number 1, baby.
Loubser!
Yeah, I had like a good idea of tricks I wanted to do and kind of a line of how I was going to link them together. But I also just, when something popped up in front of me, I know what tricks I can do. And I kind of set tricks that I could do in my mind. And when the obstacle came in front of me, I'd do it. But I didn't have like exact planned run, I would say. It kind of just linked together stuff I knew I could do.
In the skate finals, the man that was in studio with us earlier on in the season, Kulu Ngubane, went on to take what was last year's runner-up position and convert it into the title of Ultimate X Skateboard Champion for 2021. An amazing effort out there. He was on fire and nothing could be touched in terms of his ability in the incredible skate park that was put together there at Ultimate X. Murray Loubser was also good. He was on the BMX side of things doing amazing stuff. Considering the fact that he was riding with an injured knee, he went on to put in a 78.51 run and it was untouched by anybody else, including our very own interviewee from last year. And what an amazing effort from the young man who went out there, of course, Vince Lagoni, doing superb stuff, but only getting to 4th place in the championship. But when it came to the best trick, no one could touch him. And Vince Lagoni went and put an amazing transfer from the spine right onto the VIP deck. And it was absolutely unbelievable to see. We can't wait to see what happens at the next Ultimate X, and hopefully it's all still going to be powered by Suzuki. Then we went on to amazing action in the battle for the Hard Enduro World Championships. Manny Lettenbichler doing an amazing job once again to go at it and go with the man from Britain. And of course, it's a big, big fight expected between him and Billy Bolt right to the end of the season. But we saw South Africa's Wade Young also in the mix there in Poland. Let's see what happened and go and see what was happening at the Hero Challenge. Race day of the Hero Challenge round of the Hard Enduro World Championship began with a 2-hour morning race for the experts, hobby and women riders ahead of the main 3-hour showdown billed as the Extreme Enduro Cross Race. With so many riders taking part, the extreme element proved to be the roughness of the sandy track. It proved difficult and different kind of physical challenge for the HEWC riders. And less hard enduro, more plain hard work, and kind of like someone forgot to tell the organizers that this is a hard enduro, not a cross-country world championship. The German, Lettenbichler, and the Briton, Bolt, were no match for South Africa's Wade Young, as the Sherco rider finished over 3 minutes ahead of Bolt's Husqvarna and the KTM bike, 21 seconds behind that.
So I didn't have the best start, so I was a bit back, but I knew my pace was kind of good. So I thought I had enough petrol. I skipped the first one, kind of rode with the guys, and yeah, I just felt good and managed to pull a bit of a gap, and then I didn't lose too much time. The next lap I pulled up, so very happy at my performance.
I think so. I'm a bit disappointed. I made a few mistakes on myself, but I think in the end I wasn't the fastest rider today anyway, so I think we definitely deserved it. The bits we worked together, he was riding well, so I can't complain too much.
When the flag dropped, it was Lettenbichler who had the whole shot ahead of Gomez and went on to claim an early lead.
Stoked. I think I had a good race. I caught up to Billy a little bit at the end, but just couldn't get him. And then I was like, I'll slow down a little bit before I'm gonna crash. So, stoked. Third. Only 1 point behind now in the championship. So 1 point is nothing like we saw today. And yeah, I'm trying to get it back next time.
2021's Hard Enduro World Championship is tightening up, as you can see, and there's still a big fight expected between Lettenbichler and Bolt. Watch out for Travis coming in there as well, for Jarvis as well, and look out for Wade Young. They've all got a shot as we head to the 7th and penultimate round of this championship, and that is in Spain. The Hispania World Enduro happens on the 1st and 3rd of October. We'll bring you all the results from that one, but make sure you check it out on our websites as well. We're not done yet with the event results. We've still got a couple more to go, but join us off the break for all of those. Sam was crowned Red Bull Shire Moto champion. He took on Boxy. What an amazing battle happening at Red Bull Shire Moto, a top secret venue. Let's go and find out what happened at that incredible event.
3, 2, 1.
Celebrating its 3rd year, the tournament was held in a closed venue where Mzansi's top spinners showed off their best stunts and skills around the flat track. featured obstacles like the Puma Kitchen, BMW M-Town, and the Makeout Corner. The final was closely contested as Boxy threw in every ounce of showmanship into a run. But unfortunately, it was Sam landing his signature stunt, essentially the most difficult iteration of jumping out and then back into a car counterclockwise instead of the traditional clockwise entry. And that sealed the win for him.
My boy Sam takes the one. Deep This, ladies and gentlemen, is your Red Bull Shire Immortal 2021 champ.
A big shout out to Sam and Boxy for an amazing final, and a shout out to Vic Partle, one of our guests here in ESA, for an awesome MC job he did at Red Bull Shire Moto. If you missed any of the action, check it out on extremesportaction.co.za or just get onto Red Bull TV. All that action is there from this year's event. Now we move on to, of course, our famous fall-through section. And this is where athletes get it all wrong. And if you want to see them get it all wrong, can I get a "oh yeah"? Oh yeah! Roll fall-through. We want to make you famous on fall through as well, so make sure when you put your videos up on social media, you tag ESA. We're going to put them up there and show the world what you got up to when you got it all wrong on fall through. Up next is upcoming events, and there's some special ones happening in the next couple of weeks. Amazing stuff at the penultimate round of this championship in terms of motocross. The South African Motocross Championship proudly brought to you by Cannabis Energy Drink and TRP. We went down to Thunder Valley and the motocross weather guards were not playing fair whatsoever. It went down to one heat per category due to the fact that a massive torrential downpour came and destroyed the circuit at Thunder Valley. But fortunately, this weekend we head to Gauteng and across to Chestnut Hill, a brand new motocross circuit on the Motocross Championship calendar. And this is going to be absolutely mind-blowing because everybody's going out for 2 heats of racing this weekend at Chestnut Hill. After this, we catch up with Bianca Buitendag, the silver surfer from South Africa, who represented South Africa at the Tokyo Olympics. Come and join us. A big welcome back to episode 9, and we try and keep things as current as possible. And when I talk about current, I'm talking about surfing currents, because there was a massive current in Tokyo this time out. 2021 and 2020's Olympic Games, the Summer Olympics, was dominated by South African surfer Bianca Buitendag. And it's great to have B with us here via video call as we catch up with her in her hometown in George. Bianca, with all the accolades that have been flying back and forth, and of course everything you've been up to in the meantime, it's been amazing to see the effort that's come from all around the world, and of course here in South Africa, bringing surfing back up into the accolades of where it should be in terms of extreme sports. But it is also fantastic to see you representing and doing things all right. We wish you all the very best, and thanks for joining us here on ESA.
Thank you so much. I've learned over the past few weeks to never say never. So here we are.
Bianca, being in lockdown during the preparations for the Olympics must have been very difficult. And of course, with surfing becoming a crime during that time, it must have been even more difficult. Take us through the preparation heading up to the Olympics.
Initially, it was. I think it was also not on my mind at that stage. When lockdown was announced, my biggest consideration was whether my family would be safe. So surfing was not even on the radar. Once it continued for a few weeks, that turned into a month, I was getting jittery. If you remove a fish out of water, they do tend to not last very long. So yeah, I was lucky enough. The Southern Cape is obviously made up of a collection of small towns, not the urban areas that most surfers live. So the authorities were quite flexible. I did go to speak to the municipality. I did get called out of the water once or twice, but they were very understanding. And I didn't have any issues. So yeah, I would like to, big shout out to George Municipality and the municipalities that surround us. At one point they did close the beaches, but then some municipalities allowed for us to go off the rocks. So where there's a will, there's a way, and we definitely made a way.
And it was kind of timed to perfection as well, B, because when we saw that storm front coming in over Tokyo, it looked like things were going to change up dramatically in terms of the surf conditions that you'd practiced in and were looking forward to surfing in, and what you actually got to surf in at the finals.
Yes, of course. We were actually training for a good 12 months in absolutely small conditions. So my coach and I were like driving around the Southern Cape trying to find small waves in the middle of winter, which is impossible. So we ended up surfing like behind a harbor wall in Mossel Bay. We tried to find the worst waves that we could find because we're so privileged in wave quality around here. So yeah, we were preparing for really small waves. Once we arrived, the first few training days, it was as flat as a lake, literally. I could walk out to the back line. And I did get nervous because I'm a head taller and a bit heavier than any other competitor. So I was contemplating my pros and cons of tiny waves. And luckily this typhoon came, which saved me. I'm not sure how it did to the other competitors, but yeah, it was big. Hey, the morning of the finals day, I tried to free surf and I couldn't get to the back twice. I tried twice and I couldn't get to the back. And I'm a strong paddler. It was huge. It was big. There was torrential rain, gale force winds. It was terrible. It was just very challenging. But I felt like that made it anyone's game, and an underdog like myself could have a chance.
Amazing to see what happened afterwards as well, Bianca, with the world of surfing being opened up at the Olympic Games. And of course, it filtered through all the way into what was going to happen afterwards on your return. There was, of course, all the promises of the financial assistance and packages that were given to athletes like yourself, winning medals, and of course, Tatiana doing the gold medal. But then, of course, it all fell apart. And there was a little bit of public pressure that came in, and it's actually filtered right the way through into the Paralympics too, to ensure that our Olympic game athletes, and particularly our medalists, are getting that financial package and, of course, the assistance that was promised by government and by SASCO.
I'm sure. We're just grateful for any support, really. We obviously don't do sport for any financial gain. And yeah, the support coming from South Africa in general has just been fantastic. Every message, every call, every comment, and obviously the crowdfunding, etc., has just added to it. But very grateful for all the support coming from home.
But listen, we caught up with Captain Kai a couple of weeks ago, and he was telling us that surfing is starting to open up again, which is fantastic for South Africa, particularly on the accolades that you've done in terms of that silver medal. Take us through what the plans are heading into the preparation for hopefully some big crowds in Paris in 2024.
Well, unfortunately, I have retired from competitive surfing, so I am done with that.
What the hell? No, you can't that can't happen. You've just taken a silver medal.
So that was a decision I made a few years ago, actually. And I'm very fortunate to have had the closure at the Olympics. But we are the most spoiled surfing nation that I can promise you. Even the Garden Route, I mean, the amount of waves we have in winter is just second to none. And I will definitely be in the water for the majority of the time, just not in a rash fest. So yeah.
Who would have thought? I mean, she wins a silver medal and then goes and retires. I suppose to end on the top of your game is the only way to end. And we're looking forward to showing you exactly how that happens in all forms of extreme sport here on Extreme Sport Action. That was fantastic to catch up with South Africa's silver surfer, Bianca Buitendag, and thank you so much for your time, ma'am. Up next, it's What to Watch. If you're a fan of the land of the rising sun and freestyle motocross particularly, you'll know the name Taka Hagashino, a 36-year-old who's come out of the world of freestyle motocross and dominated the front end of each of his sport. He's got a brand new documentary out there, A Will Rock Solid. Let's go and check out what you can expect from Taka Hagashino.
He is an absolutely mind-blowingly good rider.
For gold medalist in Moto X Freestyle, Taka Higashino!
I think I'm very lucky to have like a husband that is happy doing what he loves. That's the ultimate dream.
He certainly has a rock-solid will and a rock-solid performance on anything he gets onto with two wheels. And that's where things go right. And of course, we want to show where things go right in the world of extreme sports as well. And this week, we've got some incredible stuff that happened out on our turnout section. Let's go and check it out. After his win at Ultimate X powered by Suzuki, of course we had to have Mr. Moo in the house, Murray Lobsher, on our turnout section. We want to see you on our turnout section, so make sure you hashtag all of ESA's handles so we can put you onto our turnout section for the next event and our next episode. Hope you enjoyed that one. And of course, we hope you enjoyed all the show today, because this is the end of episode 9 of Extreme Sport Action. From myself, Greg Maloney, take care then. Bye-bye now.